So you're an immigrant dad, so you relate what I will talk about. Because when you're an immigrant, loneliness hits you different. It's a different kind of loneliness. Because, of course, especially after you've been away for a while, living in another country, you have your own relationships, you have new friends that you love, and then you share experiences. But uh, it's not the same depth and the same meaning, fullness, if that's the word, that from the if you compare to the friends that you left back home, right, back in your home country. Not only your friends, right? So it's like you abandon your whole village. You know how they say it takes a village to raise a kid. So you don't have that village. Not only your family, like your immediate family, like your mom, your dad, your relatives, cousins. You also left your closest friends, the ones that you like automatically are part of their lives and you're part of theirs. And you left all the things you're familiar with, the places you used to go to for like shopping and the doctors, all these issues. Now things are way harder. You're in an unknown land. You're getting to know stuff. People here that were born here, they're way ahead, right? So they already know all these things. They have their circle of trust. They have the people they know, and this affects everything, right? This affects the personal life, affects your professional life, and it's one of the hardest things. Being a parent is a hard gig in itself, and being an immigrant parent just adds that extra layer of hardness because you just don't know what's up. You don't know people. You don't know what to do to resolve these things. Um, and when you really need a friend, and when you have even sometimes you just have some time off, just want to enjoy, to have fun, you don't have the same relationships that you had back in your home country. However, I must say that here where I live, the friends that I have here, we get together, I would say way more often than I would with my close friends back in my home country because it's just easier, right? And life there has a different rhythm, a different pace, and that's what makes things harder. I'm sure you relate. And I'm from Brazil, hectic um, country, amazing, love it to bits, but it's just tense, and the frequency is like too fast. Everything happens too fast, so it's hard to actually get together. Whereas here, I live in this small little beach town, and we get together quite often. I actually have a an event to go today, which will be great. But I miss my friends, and actually I have to say that I got a bit disappointed because when you have a close friend that said, "Nah, man, doesn't matter the distance. We are friends. We get together. We get in touch, right? It's just with just one phone call away, using WhatsApp or whatever. Man, technology is great for these things nowadays. And man, no one calls. Nobody calls. To be fair, there's only the one friend that calls, which is my dearest friend. But friends that I had held close to my heart. I thought that it's a little bit of an ego talking here, but I thought that I was more important in their lives, right? That's the number one mistake we have, right? So if we get that sorted, we get a lot of things easier. We can understand things easier in life when you realize that you don't matter for anyone else but you. Anyway, but at the same time, I said, nah, man, I mean, come on, and I would call them, say, hey, man, I mean, uh, why don't you call? Even relatives, they just they're one phone call away, and they say, "Oh, I know, but the time zone, I don't know what's the right time to call you." Man, I mean, come on, just ask Siri. I mean, it's on your phone. Like literally, you can check the time zone in like 5 seconds. You know what time it is here where I live. Anyway, so then I realized, man, but at the same time, I was the one who left, right? So for them, I, I kind of, man, what you guys have here, I don't like. So bye bye. I'm leaving you guys to raise my family somewhere else. So that's a bit of a jerk move in it, on its own, right? And if you're a true friend, you won't leave your friends, right? You won't go somewhere else or really far away that you probably will see them again, maybe a couple of times in your lifetime. So yeah, I mean, of course, there's if there's this perspective, right? So I decided that the solution for all that, for that loneliness and that thing that you might realize that, man, I thought my friends were closer to me. Just go and call them, right? So that's what I'm gonna do, and that actually what I already started doing. I know also what the time is there. I have access to the time zone. So, and for me, it's around lunchtime here for me. So when I call them around lunchtime, it's a great time to have a chat, to catch up. And if they don't take the initiative, do it yourself. It's important to you, isn't it? I mean, you have that void. You feel that you need to fill that void of like your close friends being closer to you. So just go ahead and do it. So be the one that takes that initiative, and and that's pretty much a life lesson right there, right? So if there's something that you expect from the world, again, not having any expectations is the key, right? So don't expect anything. Just go ahead and do it yourself. Yeah, or anything. If it's yeah, relationships, if it's a discipline, something that you expect your family to do, just start doing yourself. I have an example, a great example that happened now. So I've been trying to get my wife to get more into like healthy habits. Um, and she's like, she has her own kind of thing. But then she also had this issue with alcohol. So she said, man, I don't want to drink anymore. And then she said, I quit. And I said, oh, I'm going to quit with you. I'm going to do it with you. I respect what you're doing. This is great what you're doing to yourself. I know it's important to you. It's a big deal. So I'm going to do it. And then I stopped drinking with her. I didn't have to. I don't have a problem with drinking. I never drank that much, to be honest. But said, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna quit drinking, and that inspired her. So now that I'm when I tell her, now I'm going this to discipline myself into getting a more fit kind of lifestyle and nutrition. And she's like, man, you know what? I respect for what you did for me with the alcohol thing. So I'm going to do it with you. So yeah, there you go, man. Lead by example, and that's, and it goes the same way with your relationships with your friends. So yeah, one thing to do in your life, and what I'll do, what I started doing here for this year, is just taking this initiative, just going ahead and being the one who calls and who reaches out, because they are also waiting for you. They're also missing you. They also think that, man, this guy used to be here. Now he's just left. So I'm just gonna mind my own business and go on with my life. So do that. And if you're an immigrant dad and you relate to what I'm doing, let me know what's the hardest thing that you had to cope uh, regarding loneliness and being isolated and away from your closest friends and families. So yeah, give me a comment on the comment section. What is the thing that annoys you and hits you hard? And yeah, let's talk more about that. It's a discussion, right? So let's grow together. That's what we're here for. Okay, cool. So see you next week for another video. Cheers.